What's going on, everyone? This is Linus with BenaiahHomeBuilders. This is our first educational video where we're going to teach you how to become wealthy through new construction, real estate, and land, and where that can go from residential, commercial, multifamily, opening stock portfolios, ETFs. I'm not very versed in like all the more speculative stuff, like crypto and all that, but we're going to stick to what we know, how to get people wealthy, and we figure out a way to provide that opportunity to future home buyers and also investors, whether wholesalers or flippers, and just looking for a better, more consistent way. Because the thing about real estate and construction is you're not going to get rich if you can't stay consistent enough, even as a subcontractor like myself that I've been in the past. So now that we have this home building company and we're about to go live, this is our first video. I've been seeing all this great information on YouTube, and I believe this time and this hour on this day, May 25th, 2025, is our first day where we're going to film for our podcast and also learning and teaching you guys. I've been inspired and I feel like it's time. I've been seeing a lot of webinars, and I met with a gentleman who works for another large home builder that does about $10 billion a year, and he said webinars pre-recorded was the way to go, because seminars are hit or miss, and even open houses. But this is a way for me to get the information out to you as a potential home buyer or second home buyer, or someone who wants to get wealthy through construction. And it doesn't matter where you're at, whether you work at fast food, doctor, nurse, engineer, business owner, nail salon, blah, blah, blah. We're going to show you a way. So first we're going to start off with, bear with me, guys, I'm learning this as I go. And I have an idea, but I'm not scripting anything. And so we need to talk about the mindset of things, so we need to have this end in mind approach, but not just end in mind, in body, spirit, and execution, or more simpler terms, action. So let's say you want to live comfortably. A lot of people say they don't want to be wealthy. It changes people. No, it doesn't. It just reveals who they truly are and magnifies on an exponential level. So what I want to propose to you guys is we need to look at what is living comfortable. Let's say it's just to pay your bills and have enough to go on a trip here and there. So let's take a look at the realities of life. So we have our expenses, right? And what is going to be your typical expenses? We're going to have housing, whether that's rent or you own a home. Your car payment, most people don't have a paid off vehicle, and they're always getting to new car payments every few years anyway. Your car insurance. What else we got here? We got food, gas, phone. We're just gonna add a few more. Internet, utilities. Sorry, I just realized I did this lowercase. And then I guess we'll give you some discretionary, right? So let's say this is all you wanted in life. You want nothing extravagant. Money gets on your nerve, but you know you need it to survive, right? So to live comfortable, right? So let's just take average housing. Obviously, single or family. Let's just use $2,000 a month. It could be $1,600. It could be $2,500 a month, depending on your rent and where you live in the country or around the globe. So we're just gonna say $2,000. Car payment, $500. Car insurance, we'll give you $200. Obviously, everyone's situation is different. We'll go $500 on food. I'll give you $300 on gas. Phone bill, $150. Internet, $150. Utilities, between everything, I'll give you $300. We know that's not most people's case. And I don't know, what's a good number to go out to eat and maybe do a few things and buy a few things that you want? I'll go $1,000. I think people would really like to do more of the things they enjoy, be it hobbies and things like that. So let's see if we can add everything here. We got 2,000, we got 3,200, 500, 3,800, 4,100. So we're already at about $5,100, right? $5,100 a month you need to live comfortably. We're using the bare minimum normal person, right? Where they've kind of maybe given up on their goals. The thing is, if you give up your goals to live comfortably, you're never going to get there anyway. So we need to come to this realization. So when we say end in mind, first we need to look at what are the realities here, right? So go ahead and erase this here. Pause it if you guys want to write this down, or actually build this based around your scenario. So to live comfortably, right? All right. So $5,100 a month. You know, in a year times 12, right? We're gonna get $61,200. I believe I did that right. So, a year, right? So in order to make this, and this is the bare minimum, because $1 million really is not a lot of money. You would need $1 million at 6.12% about a year to live this way. Now this is without economies crashing down and things like that. So even to live comfortably, you still need a certain amount of money. And the quicker you can get to this, the quicker you can live free on your terms for the comfortable life that you say you want, or the extravagant. Again, I'm just trying to use the basis here, because the people that are thinking big, or like myself, they subliminally know this, but the people that don't know, I need them to understand that even to live comfortably requires a significant amount of money, because the reality is no job or business is loyal to you. They will fire you whenever they need to. If the economy goes down, and there's no remorse, they're not thinking about your family. Are you really ready for that, right? And what I'm gonna teach you is not just emergency savings, but emergency assets. And that's what we do with the type of houses we build, because we build houses with JADU and ADUs, which are attached and detached living dwellings, so you can live and invest and make money as well while you're in that house on your land. So ideally, so to truly be comfortable for $61,200 a year, I'm gonna use $2 million for you guys. Because if we get a downturn here, as long as you don't live below your means and your portfolio drops to 1.5 mil, we're still here. Now if we get a downturn and this drops to 600K, now we're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems, and you're gonna have to go back to work. So to live comfortably requires you to have a certain amount of assets already, so that you can live whatever this comfortably is for you, or extravagant for the big thinkers. Now remember, this is perfect scenario. I need you guys to get this perfect scenario. The reality is, ain't none of our lives been perfect, and never will be perfect, because we're gonna talk about everything else that's gonna happen along this journey. And this is why you need to take it serious about finding the right opportunity to make more money. So you got to get to this 1 mil to 2 mil, right? So that you can make your $61,200 a year. Now here's the problem. First you got to find a good job, right? Or business you start. Then you gotta hope everything goes right, that you don't get fired, laid off, you quit, you get sick, your fam gets sick, you have to move, right? You have emergencies come up, you have a child. You understand where I'm coming from now? The reality is to live comfortably requires a certain amount of money. So too many variables in this life that I don't know, you do not know. Even if you think you got a crystal ball, you won't have it. Only the man above knows that. So I need you guys to understand, to live comfortably requires you to still have a significant amount of money. Now, when I say have end in mind, right? So I just told you, for the simple people who want to live comfortably at 50, 60,000 a year by yourself, because with a family, you ain't gonna survive with that money. If the number is 2 million, now we need to figure out, all you have to do is figure out, how do I get to this 2 mil in the shortest amount of time, legally, ethically, morally, obviously. So when I say end in mind, this should be your end in mind in everything you do daily. So the hobbies and all this stuff, not saying you can't do it, but you need to be intently focused on this. So when I say mind, it needs to be here all the time, thinking about it, having your cells working. Body, we need to do stuff about it, right? A lot of people say they want to do stuff, but we need to go do it. Spirit, it's got to be like deep in your soul that you really want this. Yes, you may not live tomorrow. I know a lot of people that I've met that say that, but the reality is you may. And it ain't going to be pretty if you don't get to this goal. And again, I'm talking to people that want to get there. And then execution, action. Let me tell you something. A lot of people do this, but they don't execute. When I mean execute, is everything. You need to adjust. If this isn't working, adjust. Maybe even the conversations you're having with family, friends, business people, adjust, right? Maybe you need to be more direct in what you're asking for. See, what we need to do is find out what their problem is and what solutions they need, and share our problems and solutions. And we need to find the offer that will help each party you're meeting get to that goal, and that's what's going to get you here. Now, for what I'm going to be talking to you guys, for me, in my journey, I needed to find something that pays a lot of money per the time. And one of the things that I found over time was construction. Now, I ended up falling in love with steel framing construction, cold form steel. So for me, if I'm going to spend an hour of my time and selling something, I want to make 4, 5, 6, 7 digits or on one transaction, right? This is how I need you guys to think. So yes, there's great products out there. If you invent something, great, but I can't speak for that because it's not my wheelhouse. But I'm not going to do one transaction to make 30 bucks, $100. I need to make this. So that's why I started off in HVAC and then got into all the other aspects of plumbing, roofing, windows, custom kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, additions. I got into rebar selling, tilt-up construction, concrete, framing, and now selling houses. So, and no, I'm not a realtor. We build and then we sell the house. So what we're looking to do is find great individuals like yourself to put your money to work for yourselves, right? So at the end of the day, it's going to be in your name. And we can joint venture as well on certain ones and get you to your goals. It's a win-win for you and for us. We don't have many people to really share it with, so we can share a large portion of that profit with you that are watching this video here. So The next video we're gonna get into is how we make money through land, construction, and real estate. And this is gonna be a great opportunity for you guys to learn. We're gonna go step by step in this process and be a part of our journey, man. We're about to go live June 20th, 2025. And those that follow us in the beginning, man, you know, whether you have a few thousand or tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or if you have the millions and don't know where to place it, I got something very solid for you, very high return, and I find it pretty safe. And there's a lot of adjusting we can do. So I look forward to it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned.